mind. So on that note, have we got anyone who wants to have a go? Yeah, okay, are you okay to come out? Yeah. Okay. Okay, would you prefer to sit here or would you prefer to sit there? Okay. So you can follow the sheets and the worksheets. I'm going to guide you through the process as we go along. Okay, good. Am I going to get your name? I didn't. Julia. Okay. So the first thing we do, as I mentioned earlier, is we connect to the client's reality. So you can follow it as you go along on the worksheets. Okay, so I'm going to give you a microphone as well so everyone can hear what goes on. Okay, so the first thing is we get a little bit of information on the actual phobia itself. Okay, so if you just tell me a little bit about your experience.
I think you've experienced it a few moments ago with spiders.
Oh, so spiders, okay, okay. And how long have you had that for?
All my life.
All your life?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you remember? Or?
As long as I can remember.
Okay, okay. So there's no specific time that you can think of, or?
I really can't, no.
Okay, so there's no specific time that you can think of.
No.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about your reality when it comes to spiders. What associations do you have with spiders?
They're big, they're ugly, they're horrible, they're frightening.
Okay.
And I get the immediate need to run away.
Okay, the immediate run away. Okay, sure.
Self-house.
Okay, yeah, okay. Okay. Now, one of the things I do, just to copy in with my clients, is a picture tells 1,000 words. I ask them to draw the actual phobia itself. It's always useful to get an idea of what the actual phobia looks like. And that's one way to see what's going on in the client's mind. So I'm going to ask you, Julie, to draw the actual phobia itself. But before you draw it, so just close your eyes, really relax. And I want you to fully engage to the phobia you have with spiders. Okay? Okay, notice any colours, any sounds, any feelings?
I can hear its feet along the floor. Tap, 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 tap.
Okay.
And I can hear mine running away.
Okay.
The sight is usually of the spider being massive, and usually after somebody's killed it, I can look at it and it's tiny, but at the time it's a lot bigger than it really is.
Okay. Could you draw that for me, please?
The spider?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, or the whole association, whatever comes to mind. And it's key to get the client to draw whatever is in their mind, whatever their association is to that fear or that phobia. Okay, we need to get another mic. There we go. Okay, we'll give this one a go. Okay, so you're drawing your experience.
So I'm drawing a massive spider.
Okay.
And it's angry looking.
It's angry as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's vicious looking.
Vicious as well?
It's got teeth even though I know they haven't.
Okay.
I don't know that. Yeah, really unpleasant.
Okay, it's not Inti-Winti Spider, is it really? Far from Inti-Winti Spider. There we go. Can we all see that? We'll pass it around later if you want. We'll pass the spider around. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how high would you say the actual phobia is on a scale of 1 to... with 10 being high?
10.
10?
Yeah.
As high as that?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's always useful for you to ask the client on a scale of 1 to 10 how high the phobia is. Because it's difficult to quantify what goes in the mind. It's not like running a race where you can time someone over 100 metres or a mile, and you can say, well, actually, you could run that mile in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So it's useful to ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being high, 10 is pretty much the Richter scale. We've hit the jackpot here. Okay? Okay, so Is it something that you want to let go of?
Yes.
You want to let go?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want you to think of the consequences, the positive consequences of letting go.
I wouldn't have that fear. At the moment, what I do is, if I see a spider in the room, I just won't go in the room for a few days.
Okay, okay.
And that's not very good if it's the bathroom or the bedroom.
Yeah. So the positive consequences.
Yeah, would be to feel quite happy in walking into the room with a spider sat there.
Yeah.
And just leave it.
And that would be a good thing.
Very happy.
And what are the negative consequences of keeping the phobia? What are the negative consequences of
Not
keeping?
being able to use the rooms. And,
Okay.
yeah, the fear is that it might actually come and walk all over me.
Okay. Okay. So it's useful to do that to get leverage with your clients. To ask them the negative consequences of keeping the phobia and the positive consequences of releasing that. Okay. So it helps to get leverage, to build leverage to releasing that. Okay. Then what we do, and what's quite useful, we go back to our present state and desired state, where the mind is now, where we want to be, and what outcome that will give us. So I'm going to ask you, Julie, your present state in relation to this phobia of spiders. Where are you at the moment? Your present state of mind.
Right at this moment?
No, related
In relation to the
to
phobia?
yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, you mentioned that it makes it difficult for you to go into rooms. And
Yeah.
how do you feel? How do you feel? How does it make you feel to have this?
I feel highly anxious and the heart starts pounding, starts sweating, starts shaking.
Okay. And how would you like to feel?
I'd like to feel as if, and I've said this a few times, it would be nice to be able to look at a spider the way I look at a kitten and say,
Okay.
oh, isn't that lovely?
Okay. Okay.
I'm sure it's not realistic, but
And what outcome would that give you?
it would mean that I wouldn't have that horrible fear and that startle response and then that fear staying with me for quite some time.
Okay. Now, I'm just going to pick up on something that you said there. Okay. Can the mind process a negative instruction? If I say don't think of a blue giraffe, what do you think of? So what's really important to your client is get them to build a positive outcome. Okay, so present state, desired state in the positive. I want to feel like I'm looking at a kitchen. Positive it's a positive instruction, okay? Positive association. The outcome, was that a positive outcome? I don't want to feel startled. So what goes through your mind if you don't want to feel startled?
I want to feel calm and relaxed.
Yeah.
Instead.
Okay, and if you felt calm and relaxed, what outcome will that give you?
I wouldn't even have the startle response.
Okay, so what would you do?
What would I have? I would be quite happy to, even if I didn't look at it like a kitten, I would then be able to deal with it and put a glass over it and remove it from the room.
Okay.
calmly.
And that's an outcome you could achieve.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So it's a positive-ish outcome there. Okay, and it's really important that you're persistent with your clients. You have to be persistent with your clients in regards to getting them to frame it from a present state or a problem state to a desired state and an outcome. And the desired state and the outcome needs to be in the positive. Okay, which is key. I'm going to do the technique with you now. Okay, we're going to work on similar principles that we covered before, this association, and we're also going to do another technique that we'll talk about as well, which involves, has anyone come across the swish pattern before? Okay, so we'll talk about that a little bit later for those of you who haven't come across that before. We're just going to displace that memory that you have, which incorporates that phobia, that fear, and just tweak your associations a little bit, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I want you to really relax and close your eyes and let yourself go. So just relax, close your eyes and let yourself go. Really relax. I'm going to count backwards from 5 to 1. As I count backwards from 5 to 1, you're going to become more and more relaxed. 5. Just imagine emptying your mind into a bin liner. All your thoughts into a bin liner. And you can leave the bin liner out the room if you want. You can always pick it up later if you wish, in 10 minutes or so. Yet for now, you can really relax and let yourself go. And just go to a time where you felt peaceful, relaxed, secure, loved. Just really relax and let yourself go. Imagine walking down a flight of stairs. You've got 5 to go. 5, 4. You feel really relaxed. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and you feel really relaxed. And just let yourself go. You might be able to feel your feet against the floor, your back against the chair. One hand might feel warm than the other. And you feel really relaxed. In that relaxed state of mind, I want you to imagine going to a cinema or a theatre. Just imagine making your way to a cinema or a theatre. And as you get into the theatre or the cinema, you take a seat in a comfortable position. You notice the screen and anybody around you and any feelings you have, any sounds, any tastes. Able to smell the theatre or the cinema, any taste you might have. And you take a seat in a relaxed, comfortable position. And in that relaxed, comfortable position, I want you to imagine watching on the screen the actual phobia you have. Okay? Just imagine watching it. And as you watch it, I want you to imagine gradually in your own time, feeling relaxed, walking towards the screen. As you walk towards the screen, and you become a part of the film, I want you to imagine just floating as high as you can above the screen until it's a picture the size of a postage stamp. So keep floating as high as you possibly can. Notice your feelings now and your thoughts. It's the size of a postage stamp. And as you do that, you can float back down to that comfortable position you're sitting in. And you can carry on watching the screen. And as you watch the screen, I want you to speed up the film 6 to 9 times quicker than what it normally is. Faster and faster and faster and faster. Speed it up. And gradually imagine releasing any colours. Just release all the colours out of the film. And as you release the colours out of the film, and it speeds up, and the image begins to fade away, you turn the sounds down. Imagine turning the sounds down with remote control. And in the background, you might want to play some music that you enjoy. Or maybe some music that you find funny. Or maybe a person who makes you laugh. You can hear them in the background. And you notice what the person's saying. That makes you laugh. And that's how you feel. Turning the sounds down, putting the sounds higher and higher. Someone who makes you smile and laugh. And you feel happy around, or happy seeing, hearing. And just tie up any feelings you have, or release any feelings you have through the soles of your feet, and let them go. And you can tie any feelings to a balloon, and let them float high in the sky until they drift higher and higher. Just releasing all these feelings. Whilst you release these feelings, the screen just comes crashing down completely. until there's nothing there. It's gone. And you begin to realise that the mind is there to serve you and protect you. And whilst having this fear to a point may have served you, it's time to let go. And you're perfectly happy and ready to let go. And by letting go, I want you to think of the future. An hour, 2 hours, a day, a week, 6 months, a year from now, 2 years from now. What would we like to live knowing that you can feel calm and relaxed in different situations? Notice the impact, the positive impact it will have on your life from now and into the future. Okay. With that in mind, in your own time, in your own pace, you can gradually come back to the here and now. Come back. 3, 2, gradually coming back. Okay. Okay. So we'll bring you back to the here and now. Okay. It was a bit of a journey there. Okay. How did you feel?
Up and down, because some of the images were of the spider on the screen.
Yeah.
And it was massive. It was even bigger than normally.
Okay.
But then overcoming that by making the picture even smaller and smaller and smaller. And then the laughter in the background actually made me feel very different.
Yeah.
Not just going from afraid to calm, but that laughter gave it a different perspective altogether.
Yeah.
I wasn't to take it so seriously anymore.
Okay. So by shrinking it down and pushing it away,
Yeah.
with this association and draining any colours and feelings, and then the laughter in the background,
Yeah.
it changed your whole perspective
Yeah.
on that situation. So you went from
Yeah.
anxiety to
Yeah.
feeling calmer to maybe laughing as well.
Yeah.
And what about the impact moving forward, that releasing and letting go? How did it feel to let go?
Empowering.
Very empowering, okay. Okay, so if you had to say on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being high, your thoughts, where would you be on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being high?
You're really surprising me now. I didn't expect to see this, but it's what I was thinking of before when you said think of 1 to 10. I was thinking, I don't know whether anybody noticed I was moving a bit. I was thinking if there was a spider on the back of my chair, how would I feel? And I said 10. If there was a spider there, now it wouldn't bother me.
Wouldn't bother.
So probably what? 1.
A 1? Fantastic. Would you be so kind to draw into when you start again? Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, so we've gone from this, okay, to this.
It's smiling.
It's even got a smile. It's even got a cheeky smile. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Julia. I really appreciate it.